Hi, and welcome back to the Spare Room Convos Podcast. If you like TV shows, movies, pop culture stuff, we are the podcast for you. I'm Brendyn for it. I'm with the awesome and forever beautiful Brooke Cosma.
Hey guys.
Brooke, how are you doing?
Really good. It's been a while since we recorded.
It's been a minute.
I'm excited to be recording. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. You know, how we go with lots of these shows and stuff. So
we do have a lot to talk about. We have Love is Blind season 5 recap. There's still, I think, an episode or two to come out next week. I think it's only one actually.
Yeah.
Of the actual wedding. So we're gonna recap the entire 5th season up to date. Then we have some other shows. Like, I don't know if we can say that word because I don't want TikTok to like.
Yeah.
I guess we'll say segs. There's a show on Netflix called Segs Education, and if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, then I'm sorry. I guess you're just not getting it. I don't want to say the actual word, the actual S word. We post clips on TikTok and whatnot.
Yeah.
And TikTok is like super sensitive about that, and they're like, I want to get our account striked or something.
I think you might be able to say it, but you can't like spell it. Because I feel like I've seen other people with their captions be like S''X.
Oh.
But then they like say it.
Oh.
I think.
Interesting.
I don't know though.
Well, we can say it. The show is called Sex Education. We had the final season. Came out about a couple weeks ago. I want to say almost a month ago, but it's been a couple weeks. But okay, whatever. I am rambling here, and we have other news going on about Loki season 2. This came out on Thursday. We have update on the actor and writer strike, and yeah. So let's hop right into it, Brooke.
I'm ready to go.
I think the bulk of our episode today will be about Love is Blind.
I agree.
Because so much stuff is going on.
Yeah.
Where should we even start at?
I was going to say, if you're not up to date, like, wait to listen then and come back. Because we're going to be talking about...
There will be spoils.
Everything up to, like, the last episode. We've watched everything. We know all the tea. We know all the drama. And we have a lot to say. So it will be the bulk. But I think we should start with, like, the actual couples that are engaged, like, stayed engaged.
The one that stayed engaged?
Yes.
So the two?
Yes.
Okay. So we have only two couples that, okay, let's back up. There were 3 couples that went through the proposal process. Mm-hmm. And then if you were a fan of the show, you know they go to some resort for their, like, I don't know. Honeymoon. Area. It's not even a honeymoon. It's just a random trip, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they kind of like test the waters there while they're at this, trip, and then they go back home and they live with each other for 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. They kind of test things out. So there were 3 couples that got engaged. One of them broke up during their trip, and the 2 that stayed engaged. We have one couple, Stacy and Izzy, and then the other one, Milton and Lydia. And they're both problematic. Let's just start off there. But they're both problematic in their own unique ways.
Yeah. This whole season is problematic. Like, what is going on, actually?
I actually don't know. Like, I feel like this season was bad. It was good with, like, the drama and stuff.
Yeah.
But bad with, like, the matchmaking.
Yeah, like, I feel like it keeps getting worse. Like, I feel like last season we were like, okay, this is getting a little bad. Like, we should maybe just stop this experiment.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, yeah, there's, like, no matches, like... The experiment, we know the answer. Like, is love blind? Like, not really.
It's clearly not, because no one. I mean, because they have a couple couples from the earlier seasons that are still married and whatnot. So yeah. I guess they're 1 for like 100 right now or something. Like, and it bothers me how they don't show all of the couples too.
Yeah.
Which is still kind of weird that they do that, because like I feel like there's not a whole lot of them. We might as well see that content. But yeah. Let's get back on track here, Brooke. So we have Stacy and Izzy. Do you want to recap their relationship first and the issues they've had, or do you want me to take a stab at it?
Why don't you go first with them?
Okay. So to me, Stacy seems And we don't know what's really going on behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was going to say she seems very high maintenance, which she is to like a factor.
Yeah.
I mean, like the scene where Izzy was meeting her family for the first time, and they're pretty much saying, yeah, so like Stacy likes money and like she likes expensive stuff. So in order to be with her, you need to buy her expensive stuff to keep her happy.
Right. They straight
pretty
up
much
said,
what they said that.
Right. They straight up said, if you're poor, like goodbye.
Yeah, if you don't have money, whatever. I feel like Stacy does come across like that sometimes, but now we're seeing, at least in the previous batch of episodes that this came out, like I guess like Izzy said stuff in the pods that was like, yeah, I'd like to cook for you and like run you a bath when you get home and like all this other stuff, and I guess he's not doing it. So Stacey's like, listen, like you said all this stuff in like the pods, and like I want actions behind your words.
Yeah.
You haven't cooked me like a meal yet, blah 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 blah. And Izzy's like, well, like I come home late, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Then he just ends up crying, which hey, you know, it's cool. You know, you can show your emotions as like a man. It's cool.
I know,
but like I feel like it's not like it's not addressing like the issues though.
Yeah.
And it was so funny, like yesterday in like a scene where they were fighting again, and Stacey asked Izzy a question. He went on like a 10-minute ramble.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, you ramble without really saying anything. And then he went on a ramble about how he rambles. But then it always comes back around to him being, I'm super caring and like I just love you.
So weird.
So like I feel like is he really just dodging the questions and not wanting to answer them? Is that's why he rambles, or does he really just like not know how to like clearly like communicate his like thoughts and like his feelings and whatnot? I don't know.
I feel like that's a lot of them. Like I feel like constantly we're watching and we're like, what are they even talking about anymore? Because it's like they're making it into something that's like nothing. Like I swear, like you said when he was rambling, like she has a point. Like why did you just do that? And I feel like he does beat around the bush sometimes too, and like doesn't go straight to the point, and she's like, why aren't you answering my question? But I feel like that's a common theme with a lot of them, because we'll be sitting there for like 10 minutes being like, what were they even just talking about again? Because now I can't remember, because now we're on to something totally different, and they spiraled into something random.
Yeah, I was getting so lost, especially with Stacy and Izzy.
Yeah.
Because they really would go on, like, the scene would go on for, like, 10 minutes, guys. And they were just, like, talking in circles. I'm like, what? I lost track. I think the question, like, Stacy would, you know, ask Izzy, like, why did you not make me dinner today? And then he would go on a rant, like, about how he had a tough childhood or something. Like, I was like, what?
How's
like,
that equate? Right.
And I'm kidding. I don't think he actually said that, but
we're just saying the
well, that one fight too they had, like, after like the castmates kind of like hung out at that random, I don't know, it was like a bar.
Yeah.
But like they came home and started arguing about something stupid. I don't remember what exactly. I think it was about like him not making her dinner or something, and she was like mad about it. And that's when he ended up just like sitting in like the bathroom closet and just like crying. And I was like, you guys are clearly just like drunk now. Like that's just like a drunk fight.
Y'all need to go to bed.
Yeah, like just go to sleep. But remember when Stacy gave Izzy a hard time for not having like glass plates and stuff?
Please, she'd have a heart attack in our house. Like, come on, like.
Yeah, like I mean, he was living by himself,
right?
But he is also weird, like with bringing like women like over and then like keeping like.
I was gonna bring that up.
Well, it was like earrings and stuff, right?
It was like a random earring or like stuff like that. I can agree with her on, because some of the stuff, like, she is, I feel like, trying to like pick a fight with like not making her dinner every night. Like, okay, you can't expect him to do that. Even if he says that, like, I might say that or you might say that, but I'm not gonna like hold you to it, especially when we have other stuff going on. It's like, well, come on, just like give him a little bit of a break. You've also been living together for like 2 weeks. Like, you expect him to make dinner every night and draw you a bath every night? I don't know. That's like where the high maintenance is kind of coming in, I think, where it's like, okay, let's like take a minute and give him a break. Like, come on, like. Well, but if he hasn't done it at all, like, that's different.
I mean, I don't know. you and I share responsibilities in making dinner whenever we do it. Like, drawing you a bath, though, like, if you're like, Brendyn, I want you to draw me a bath every night, I'd be like, no. I'm not doing that.
I know. Some of these things, like, make me laugh. I was thinking about that. Like, I would never ask.
That's the weirdest shit ever.
But also, I was, like, listening to a podcast. This is just going along with it, where she's like, after 5 p.m., like, my husband has to fill up my water bottle. It's like, they have to?
I'm not doing that,
I'm
bro.
like, am I really just, like, that chill or something? Because I'm like, I would not do that. Like, sometimes, like, if I see her going in the kitchen, like I did that last night, like, hey,
oh, yeah, I'll fill it up. Be like, hey, are you heading over there? Can you, like, fill it up?
Yeah, but it's not like, my legs now do not exist after 5 p.m. My
yeah,
husband
like,
does everything for me.
I'm not gonna go, like, flip the switch and go into, like, you know, like, butler mode after 5 p.m. and give you, like...
No, that's
like,
so random.
That's so weird. Like, you need another tall glass of water, madam. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
No, but I feel like Stacey's definitely that way. And she gave him a hard time about the plastic and paperware. It's like, who cares? Like, he's a man living on his own. Like, that's man behavior.
He doesn't want to do dishes. I totally get that. Dishes suck.
I don't get that either. But I will stand by her with the keeping the things
yeah, for sure.
of, like, the girls he's hooked up with. Like, that's weird.
His reasoning was so weird. He's like, I just wanted you to see my authentic life before you. It's like, what?
It's like, why do you want your fiance to see that?
Dude,
like, you can be honest about your past, but why do you have to... It's almost like he was, like, rubbing it in her face a little. Like, look what I used to do before you now. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, like, trying to make her, like, jealous or something.
Right, it's really weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So...
And, he's too grown to be doing that stuff, too. He's almost 30.
Honestly.
At the time of shooting, he was 30. He's like, bro, you're weird for that. Okay,
it's like
so
childish behavior.
Let's move on to Lydia and Milton, because this one's funny too.
There's lots of thoughts here.
Lydia might be my most favorite cast member of this season.
No, like ever actually.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a bunch. Milton, I like Milton.
I do too.
He's younger, so of course he has that with him. Like, he's gonna say some stuff, like handle certain, like, I don't know, situations probably not the right way.
Yeah.
You know, your frontal lobe's not developed till you're like 25. So he's only 24. I'm kidding.
Age, so let's calm down a second.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding too. But they are different. Like, Lydia's like past 30, right?
She is 30.
And then he's 24. So there's a big difference between them and how they...
Like, they always argue, like, Milton, like, stop talking to Lydia about how she handles her, like, emotions. Because he comes across as, like, almost, like, his way is, like, the best way.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm better at managing my emotions than you. Blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't do that. And it's like, yes, Lydia, is she annoying? Yes. She really is. But, like, telling her to not react with her, emotions will make her more emotional. So, like... You gotta help her out, like, better, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what, like, exactly, because she is weird as hell.
Yeah.
And we will touch on her in, like, a second. But I actually like Milton.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he maybe should have matched with, like, someone else to give himself, like, a fighting chance, because, like, I don't think they're gonna get married.
I don't.
I don't think Izzy... I don't think Izzy and Stacey are either, but I think you do.
Yeah, I think Izzy and Stacey might, just because, I don't know, they... remind me of some of the other couples where I'm like, they're weird, like, giving weird vibes during the show, but then, like, they get married and they're like, we're so in love or whatever. So I feel like they will, but I pray to God Lydia and Milton do not get married.
I just see too many, going back to Stacey and Izzy, I just see too many concerns, like, with him, from Izzy's perspective. He's like, oh, he's just feeling like, he said it a couple of times, actually. He's like, I just feel like I'm not good enough for you, like,
That's
everything you
true.
say. Like, he's dealing with that, and then Stacey's dealing with, well, like, he's not a person of his word. Like,
yeah,
he says all this stuff and there's no actions behind it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But Lydia, let's go back to Lydia and Milton. I know we're jumping a lot here, folks. Sorry.
We are. It's all related.
I don't even know where to start with Lydia. Maybe let's start with the fact that, like, what's going on with her and Uche?
Yeah, that is crazy. The fact that they knew each other, because obviously that's never happened before.
Never happened for far as we, like, know. Because
right.
they don't show every person.
Well, yeah.
And that goes into the season.
Supposedly they're, like, not supposed to. Like, apparently they go through a process. I don't know. These are all alleged things. I've, like, seen some of them, like, talking about it. And supposedly, like, if you know someone, like, they're not supposed to be on there or something like that. Like, I don't know. You can't be on there. So it's weird, like, how she, like, because they ask about your past relationships, apparently. Because I think Uche said this, like, maybe an Instagram story or something that I saw. That, like, they ask you about your past relationships. So, like, she either, like, didn't left him out of that, or he left her out. I don't know.
Well, they must have both left each other out, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, even if one person puts that down, the other person does it, they still they do still connect the dots, right?
Uche was making it sound like he claimed her as, like, kind of a relationship, but not. I don't know, though. Like,
I wonder if I wonder if they did this on purpose, like put them in there regardless of them like knowing each other.
Well, yeah, and that's like the whole thing that Uche is trying to say is like Lydia knew about him trying to get on the show and then went on the show because he was going on.
But what are odds? I mean, what are odds of her even getting picked too?
Honestly,
so I feel like maybe it is set up.
It could be.
Maybe like Netflix did set this entire thing up and put them on the same show.
They need some spice in this show, so like I wouldn't be shocked by any of this information at all.
Okay, well. I was thinking about Lydia while you were talking about that, and I'll be honest. I think the only real problem I have with her is her like personality. To be honest with you, like she's just super loud.
I knew I didn't.
And it's not like a good reason to like dislike someone, I guess.
Yeah.
But like it's just always so loud, and it's like, dude, calm down. Like you don't need to scream.
Right.
And she is a little bit sus with the whole Uche stuff. Like. Is Uche, like, is he, like, right with everything that he's saying? Like, did she really stalk his friend and, like, stalk him?
Right.
And is she a liar? Because her relationship with Aaliyah was weird.
Oh, my God.
So let's talk about the triangle there. Let's talk about the triangle with Aaliyah, Uche, and then Lydia.
So I knew this girl was weird when she... Okay, so Aaliyah, like... came clean saying, like, she's cheated before, right, to Uche. And then she's crying, blah, blah, blah. This chick was so weird.
She's ridiculous.
Trying to, like, calm her down and be like, I know this. We are just the same. Like, this, I knew this would happen. Kind of, like, weird stuff she was saying. I was like, why is she saying that? Like, I remember, like, verbally saying that out loud.
We're so alike, you.
I was like, why is she saying that? And then it comes out that they were together. I'm like, this bitch is weird as fuck. Like,
yeah, she's weird. Heck? She kept saying this stuff, and then what I thought was weird is actually might be a good reason to dislike her finally, because I do remember this now. Before I did not. You remember when like it finally came out. Yeah. About Lydia's and Uche's past, and Lydia and Aaliyah were talking on like the couch, and she was crying to Lydia.
Yes.
And then she kept going on about Uche's life.
Yes.
And like, oh, I did this with him, I did this and this about him. I'm like, bro, now you're really just trying to be like toxic.
Honestly.
And make Aaliyah go in her like head about this entire thing.
Yeah,
because you can see it like in her like eyes, like she was just like, "What? Why are you telling me all this?" And Lydia just kept going on and on and on. I was like, "Okay, now you're being like problematic."
Right, and that bothered me so much because even I think Lydia was like, "Oh, do you want to know this?" And Leah was like, "No," and then she just kept going, and I was like, "Girl, like stop!" But then what made me mad about that is then Aaliyah went and got mad at Uche because Lydia said that stuff.
Yeah, Uche was like, that's my fault?
Right, that's like one thing I will say is I was like, Aaliyah kept getting mad at Uche because of like Lydia. I'm like, be mad at Lydia. Like, it's true that Uche was not completely upfront about all that stuff at first.
Right.
Like, that's a reason to be mad at him, for sure. But then she's, like, mad at him for stuff Lydia's saying. And I'm like, maybe he would have given you the chance. He would have said some of that stuff to you and been honest about their relationship together. But it's like Lydia jumped the gun. Like, she's being toxic and telling you about them because she probably low-key still likes Uche. Yeah. I feel like she even straight up said that.
They were together 3 months before they started filming for that season.
So it's, like, super weird.
Like, it's recent.
Yeah. So I was, like, mad at Aaliyah about that. I was like, hey, you can be mad at Lydia and I guess you could be mad at Uche too, but like, don't pin them together. Like, you're like projecting the wrong emotion at the wrong person for the wrong things. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. And Uche is problematic too for the most part. Like that night where they went out, like the bar thing, he kept trying to pick a fight with
Lydia.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, just drop it at this point. Like,
I know.
Just stop. You keep going like back and forth, and then he started like being disrespectful to the other girls too.
Yeah,
telling her like, I forget her name, but he's like, shut up, I don't want you to talk, something like that. I'm like paraphrasing. He didn't say exactly that, but pretty much that.
He basically did.
And she like snapped at him and like all this stuff. So I'm like, dude, you're just picking fights with like everyone here.
No, it was weird. But then like I feel like his end motive was to like warn Milton, but like he didn't seem phased at all.
Milton?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's Mr. I don't show people emotions because I don't want to give them that privilege.
We're all on different planes. And I was like, what in the heck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Like it's okay to feel things. It's okay to like take in this information and be upset about it. Like or not. Whatever. You choose, I guess. But so freaking weird.
And I guess there was another couple that they were dating in the pods, but they got engaged.
Yeah.
And they didn't. The film or the producers or Netflix, whatever, cut them out of the final edit because I guess she or I guess the fiance allegedly sexual assaulted her, and this is Renee and Carter.
Okay.
No?
It's actually two separate things.
Oh, okay.
So, Renee and Carter are the couple that got cut out.
Okay.
Like, they got engaged, they filed for a marriage license, but they never got married. Their part just got cut out. But, like, there's another couple, too, that now has, like, sexual assault, like,
so that's a whole different... Okay, so Renee and Carter, they were good and got cut out.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Why did they do that? Because the other couple broke up. So, like, it makes sense to show everyone because the numbers just go down throughout the season. Okay, whatever.
It's weird.
So, there's Renee and Carter. I wonder if they get married. Well, did you already say they, like, broke up?
They didn't get married, but they filed for, like, their marriage license. I just don't think they got, like, they're, like, made it to the altar and said no or something like that.
Gotcha.
Like, it didn't go through.
Gotcha. Okay. So, and then there's the sexual assault allegation going on. Is it an actual charge now? Like, the guy get charged for it? Because the shooting was a long time ago.
Yeah, so, like, apparently the contestant is suing, the girl's name is Tran Dang, I believe, is how you say it, suing the company, claiming she was sexually assaulted by her fiance Thomas Smith during the season. And it says the pair got engaged, but were not featured in the episodes.
Interesting. I wonder, this is going to previous seasons, because the Netflix gets a lot, like, I feel like blowback about the show. Like, first it was like not feeding like the cast members and like all this stuff. So I wonder like how many more seasons are they going to like put out with like, because I feel like every season there's a little bit of like bad press that goes on.
Seriously.
And yeah, I feel like you can only take so much of it into like, okay, we have to shut down the show because now we have a sexual assault like case going on, and like that's probably it is a lot worse than like claiming that you don't feed people, I guess. Like, even though that's bad too, but like
And the sexual assault thing, too, it's, like, all this stuff, I don't know, it's, like, hard to tell because, like, the producers are being, like, really, like, washing their hands of this thing and being, like, listen, we don't film 24/7, like, they're claiming, like, the girl who's saying she was sexually assaulted is, like, I feel like she's upset because she feels like the producers know that it happened and did nothing about it because of, like, the recording their relationship. But the producers are claiming, like, we don't have cameras mounted. They're not recorded 24/7. Like, they'll know when we're in the room and stuff like that. So that's where they're like, and if something happened, like, not, like, she never came forward and told us during filming, which, like, I get because, like, as someone who's, like, being assaulted, I'm sure it's, like, hard to come forward in the moment, like, especially with the person who's assaulting you.
Right.
So, like, I
felt
get
like
that.
unsafe and whatnot.
But
right.
It is, like, weird that she's waited to come out until the show is, like, out.
Yeah.
And, like, say something. Which, I'm not, like, denying that it didn't happen, but I feel like it's just, like, weird timing. But, like, again.
Yeah. Well, they'll go through the legal process and
for sure
see what happens. I mean, I kind of get it because they're like, well, we record pretty much your entire lives for a certain time period, and like we don't have cameras all over the place, so like it could happen.
Right.
It could have happened or whatever, but yeah, no, those are two interesting points there about Renee and Carter, and then about the sexual assault case too.
Yes.
And before we move on from the topic, because I actually almost forgot this couple, Taylor and JP. What the hell was that? JP, bro, he does not talk. He's like,
he literally just sits there and smiles.
Like what's that thing called? Like you see in like cartoons and like the streets, and they like don't talk, but they like dressed up in like black and white, like mimes.
A mime, yeah.
A mime, yeah, that's what it's called. I said it's a mime.
You're gonna say NPC.
You got it, it's an NPC too. Actually, that's a better way of like putting it. Like he just didn't talk. Taylor'd be like, "So how was your like bagel?" He'd be like,
why?
Like, okay. And then the fact he was like, "Listen, I like you better without makeup on. That's why I don't talk to you." I'm like,
that was the wildest comment ever.
I'm like, bro, what? He could have like. If he's just lying and like maybe he's not attracted to her,
yeah,
then like just say that.
Just be upfront.
Be upfront about it, right? Instead of being like, I just don't like you with makeup on.
But and like, here's the thing also, and I've seen other people saying this too. Her makeup was not even that crazy. And like, what would he do if he saw Stacy? Like, let's compare them two.
Yeah, true.
Like,
true.
It's not even that bad.
I just
and
think
like,
he didn't want to be with her, honestly. I just think that, like...
I don't think so either. I mean, the guy's a walking American flag, so we can, like, kind of see where things are coming up. But, like...
Yeah.
He was weird.
Well, good on Taylor for, like, breaking stuff off, though, before it got too deep. Like, as soon, like, she tried it for a couple of days, and she's like, this is not going anywhere. I'm not happy with it. And just left him. No. So I'm like, yeah, that's honestly good on... you not dragging it out or anything like that. I'd be like, listen, no, it's done.
Right. Honestly, no. I was happy they did that too, because I can see them being like, oh, keep trying kind of thing and like egging it on. But
yeah, no. I think JP wanted to keep trying it, and Taylor was like, nah, dude,
well, yeah, because
I'm good.
That boy want a wife, but like he's not gonna get one with the standards that he's holding to her and treating her that way and not communicating, and
that was a mess. This is wild. That's wild. I don't know. It was just wild. But is there anything else you want to talk about regarding Love is Blind Season 5 before we move on?
I don't think so. I just am anxious to see this last episode, see who ends up together, and hopefully the reunion is
good
as well.
Yes. Talk about Sex Education Season 4 and also the series finale. No words other than I'm just sad, honestly. For those that haven't watched this show, just know it's like, I mean, it's called Sex Education, so like you already know it's gonna be like weird stuff in there. Like there's weird stuff in there, so like it's for a mature crowd.
Right.
Don't let your kid watch this stuff.
No.
But it's more of a lighthearted show too. Like it follows teenagers basically. I think they're in college in the last season. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think they were in. Were they? I actually don't even know. Were they in college the entire time?
I don't know.
That's what I'm really confused about.
By that. We couldn't remember because they were talking about college. We're like, we thought they were in high school.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah,
that's like besides the point.
Yeah.
So it follows this main character named Otis, and the reason why I'm sad is okay. So there's gonna be like spoils. So like if you are watching if you're gonna watch it, probably don't like listen to this. But like there's Otis and Maeve for like the main characters, and they're like supposed to be like the end game, like get together. They built this up for like 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And then they don't. And it's like,
it's so crushing.
It is. I was like, damn, I'm sad. Otis was so sad.
Yeah.
And I can't really describe the show to you all. Like, it's not a type of show that I would be into, but it's funny. And there's a lot of underlying themes in it, which are awesome, like friendship, includes like this being like inclusive to people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like great undertones to it. Like there's so many different themes.
Yeah.
And it's just it's honestly a great, I think it was written well.
Yeah.
Last season was a little bit iffy, but to the writer's credit, with Otis and Maeve and why I'm kind of sad about them not being together, it sticks true to their characters. Because it was like that for the entire series.
Yeah.
They'll get close and then drift apart again, get close. And like, okay, they're finally going to be, full-blown dating now. And then they end up, nope, go their different ways again. So it kind of fit, like, it stayed true to them. But at the same time, like, there's no, like, resolve, right? Like, there's no, like, it was no happy ending for them.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I was going to say the ending was really sad, but I don't know. It also did leave me feeling good too because like you said, the characters like are so well written and they truly, I think, put a character in there for like everyone to relate to. Like you said, like they're huge on the inclusivity part and I don't know, they, like you said, take you through like so many different things like growing up and friendship and like family and like relationships. They like hit on it all. So I feel like that's why in the end it's like, dang, it's over because like it's very relatable. The characters are really well written. Like you can honestly like relate to all of them. And I think the part I'm most sad about is like because of the characters. Like I'm sad that we don't get to see them anymore.
Yeah. Same.
Because, like, they've developed so much. And there are some things that, like, come up in the end where it's like, I want to see how they're going to go with this now. And it's just sad that it's over. But I'm kind of glad they ended it where they did. Because I feel like you said, this season at first, I personally was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to watch this season. Because it kind of started off a little boring. But, like we said, like, it really develops. Like, there's a lot to it. There's substance to the show, actually.
There's a lot of different, like, storylines.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of characters get developed. I mean, I don't think there's a character from season 1, right, that stayed the same towards the end of, like, the show.
Yeah,
like, they all went on their own journeys. Like, even, like, side characters they showed. I'm really going to miss Eric and Otis and their, like, friendship because, like, it was just pure. So, like, pure. Yeah. No, if you guys haven't seen the show, watch it. Again, it's called Sex Education on Netflix. There's 4 seasons out. Be prepared to go on a roller coaster with all of these characters. Like, it's very well written. It's a different type of like storyline and plot to it. Like I've never seen a show like that before. No, it's just awesome.
Yeah. Push the weirdness aside. Like what the show is about is a little different, but again, like you said, it's nothing like we've seen before, and it's really good. It's almost like reading a book, but like not. Like it's very deep like that. Like
it is
not a lot of
very
shows aren't
very
like that.
deep. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's just like goes beyond the surface.
Yes.
Like it gets pretty like deep.
Like we thought about it for like 3 days after we're still talking about it, but it was really good.
And I was sad for like 3 days about the ending.
Literally. But,
for like no like reason. Let's talk about some rest of these shows too. So we have Loki season 2 that's came out on Thursday. If you're a big Marvel fan, I haven't started watching the series yet, but season 1 was super good, and all the shows and movies are kind of going into each other. So you guys need to watch this. This is going to be a huge season for the rest of. I think we're at phase 5 already in Marvel and go into like phase 6. So watch that show. We have new season of Selling Sunset coming out on November 3rd, which
I'm so excited.
when you told me this, I was like, what? I didn't even know it's coming out. I love Selling Sunset. People can't like stand it, but like I just like looking at the houses too.
Honestly.
And we all know it's like scripted. So it's kind of like it's not really reality TV, even though like they try and market it as that. But it's pretty like entertaining, and I like the people in it, so it's whatever.
I was stoked.
Well, the show. So it's just this kind of goes into our next topic. HBO will prioritize season 3 of Euphoria, White Lotus season 3, and The Last of Us season 3. So HBO is putting a lot of resources to those 3 shows. Again, Euphoria, White Lotus, and Last of Us, which makes sense because those are probably the best performing shows on HBO right now.
Yes.
And all this comes after the great news that the writer's strike is over. The writers' union and Hollywood came to an agreement, which is great. But the actors are still on strike. So it's another thing to point out. But that's the reason why HBO said they're putting Euphoria, White Lotus, and The Last of Us at the top of their priority list, because like the writers are back in business now. Let's get these seasons done, get them on like paper here, and then hopefully when the actors come back, start filming. Because I can't speak about White Lotus and Last of Us, but Euphoria, they were like the release date for season 3 was pushed back to like 2026, wasn't it?
Yeah.
After the writers and actors went on strike. So hopefully this gets it back to maybe like 2025 or hopefully 2024, which probably won't happen. But we can probably shoot for 2025.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good news because those were pushed back, like you said, a lot more years actually, and so they hear the people and they're prioritizing what we need,
which makes sense. Like we want those shows,
right? Like
I get it. Like they have other shows going on, and sure you might want to test the market with a new show, but like give us White Lotus, give us Euphoria. Well, I haven't seen Last of Us yet, but it seems pretty. I know there's a video game. It was first a game.
Oh, was it?
And it's like a zombie type game. Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure they're listening to people too saying like, "Oh, these shows are gonna be like worthless after the strike," kind of thing. Like especially Euphoria, like they're in high school. Like
they're gonna be old.
Are old.
They're
so
old.
It's gonna be like weird. Like even what's the girl's name? Like one of the most popular girl, black hair, Maddie is her name, I think, in the show.
Oh sure.
I can't remember her name right now. But like she's actually like 30 or something right now. Like she's old.
Yeah, so they're like, listen. We need to pump this stuff out.
Are like, by the time the strike's over, when they are wanting to take it out, like, okay, it's going to be past our time, and they're going to be old, so it's going to be weird. Yeah. So, I don't know. Good news, though.
Yeah, it is. It is great news. And just kind of wrap up our agenda here, we have some not so great news.
I don't know. It's weird news. Let's just say that.
It's weird news. So, as you guys... everyone probably knows by now. Yeah. Travis Kelce put Taylor Swift on like the map.
Please. Bren likes to say that, but we all know it's the opposite.
I'm just kidding. It's just like a meme. So Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, they're dating for like the moment. Who knows how long it's gonna last? I guess Taylor Swift is a huge football fan now.
Major.
Been to a couple of Chiefs games. The first Chiefs game she went to was against the Bears, and like it was like I was actually glad that she was there to take attention away from the fact the Bears were losing by like 40 points. So it's fine. But it looks like Donna, might not approve of Taylor, I guess.
Yeah, she was like super weird. So she went on an interview for the Today Show. Yeah, and they were like, so you got to like meet Taylor Swift and stuff. She's like, yeah, like we were in the box together. They were like we love Taylor. Like, what was it like when you guys were together? And she was just like, it was okay. Yeah. And that is the weirdest response to me.
It was.
And she was saying stuff too, like, oh, it's very new. I don't like to talk about it and kind of stuff. And like, really shooing it away. And some people are like, oh, she's trained really well, like she's not talking about it. But, like, even if you're trained really well to, like, not talk about this, because they're not claiming if they're dating or not dating or whatever.
Clearly dating.
Which, yeah, obviously.
You're clearly dating.
Like, something. Like, Taylor Swift would not go out in public with a man that, like, she doesn't want.
Y'all are both almost 35.
Right.
Come on.
Exactly.
Come on. Y'all seen out in public going, y'all dating. Come on.
Right. And it's, like, just to say that it was okay. Like, you sat next to Taylor Swift. And supposedly is dating your son, and you're just gonna say it was okay? Like, even if, like, they aren't dating, like, that's still hurtful. Like, ouch, like, meeting me was okay. Like, you can be like, it was fun. Like,
yeah,
it's nice to meet her.
Fun.
Like, she was a nice girl.
She's nice,
like,
yeah.
You could say that.
It's okay. With, like, a smart... With
a weird...
It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't want to seem like a fangirl or something. Maybe Donna's like, listen, I'm on the same level as Taylor Swift. You know, I'm just as big of a celebrity than Taylor Swift, and she's just another girl.
Right.
I doubt it, but I don't know. It was weird, but I also feel like she wouldn't she wouldn't put someone on blast like that, especially like Taylor Swift on like national TV.
That's
so
true.
It seems weird. So maybe she just like didn't want to talk about that topic.
Yeah.
But to your point, you could easily be like, you can be like, well, she's nice. It was fun, seeing her.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, literally just be like, it was fine time. Like, she's a nice girl. Like, you could have just said that, and that would not give anything away about their relationship. Like, saying someone's nice is not like, oh my God, they're dating. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where she was just like, it was okay. Like, I'm like, what?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know anyone who's just okay by meeting Taylor Swift.
Like, let's just say, obviously they're going to break up, and then she's going to make a song about him, and
regardless, there's going to be a song.
The Chiefs social media team will make a highlight reel of them winning the Super Bowl with the song in the background. It's just going to be a huge, like, blow up. So I guess it's really whatever.
People think they're going to get married.
Okay, well,
you think?
they have a long ways to go. I can see the perks of it.
Yeah,
they're both like famous
people.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm here for it.
They're getting up in that like age now, so it's like,
Yeah. But let's let them have their fun.
Yeah.
And let's hope Donna was just trying to be chill about it and contain her excitement, because I'd feel a little sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she'll be interviewed again in the future, and then she'll maybe clear things up. Like, yeah. We'll see. We'll see if Taylor's at the Chiefs game today.
Oh.
They play, I think, in Minnesota. So, let's see.
We'll see.
And she can't use weather as an excuse to not go because it's inside a dome.
Okay.
I just want to throw that out there.
Well, she's always in the box.
Yeah, but it can still get a little bit cold up there.
Can it?
In the press box.
Press box?
I don't know about like the sweet box though.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes they're up there in like coats and stuff when they're calling like the game.
Because they're still
they're standing with their like mics and they're like, "Welcome to Night Football," and they're all like cold with hats and scarves and stuff.
Well, yeah, they probably do go outside at some point.
Pretty much what I'm saying is she has no excuse to not go.
All right.
But if she doesn't go, maybe Mama Donna pissed her off. That's all I'm trying to say here.
All right. Well, time will tell.
All right. You have anything else you want to say?
I think that's all. I loved everything we talked about, and I'm glad we got to record today because I missed it.
Me too. Me too. Before we leave, I did want to say happy birthday to my cousin. He would have been 24 today, which is wild. We love him and miss you, bro. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yes. Think about you every day, especially because we basically say your name every day. We do say his initials a lot because our puppy is named after him. Yes. So, and our puppy's crazy. So we do say his name quite often. But cool. Well, thank you all for joining us. Please like and sub to our channel. Yes. If you have any ideas of what we should talk about next time, put them in the comments. Yes. That's pretty much it. Yes, I think that's all. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
Bye, guys.